A woman walked through a grocery store parking lot. She needed $800 by tonight. Without it, her landlord would kick her out tomorrow. She looked down. A brown wallet sat on the ground. She picked it up. Her hands shook. Inside was exactly $800 in cash. This is exactly what I need. God, is this a sign? She opened the wallet wider. A driver's license stared back at her. An address. A phone number. She closed her eyes. No, this isn't mine. God sees everything. The woman walked into the grocery store. She found the manager. Sir, I found this wallet outside. The manager took the wallet. Thank you, ma'am. I'll call the owner right away. The woman turned to leave. The manager called out, Wait, don't you want a reward? She smiled sadly. I don't need a reward. I just need to do what's right. 10 minutes later, a man rushed into the store. He was crying. My wallet! Is it here? The manager handed it to him. Yes. This woman found it and brought it in. The man counted his money. All $800 was there. At the woman. You returned everything? She nodded. Yes, sir. He stared at her face. Wait, do you go to Grace Community Center? The woman froze. Yes. How did you know? The man smiled. 3 years ago, a woman at that center gave me $50. I was homeless, hungry. She said, God will take care of both of us. That woman was you. Tears filled her eyes. I remember you were sitting outside. You looked so sad. You saved my life that day. He said, your faith in God gave me faith too. The woman's lips trembled. Sir, I need to tell you something. I needed exactly $800 today for rent. My landlord is kicking me out tomorrow if I don't pay. I lost my job 2 weeks ago. She continued. My daughter is sick. She needs medicine. I have $0 in my bank account. The man grabbed her hands. You found my wallet. You had $800 in your hands. But you still returned it? Yes, she whispered. Because God is watching. I can't steal, even if I'm desperate. The man pulled out his phone. He made a call. Hello, Pastor Mike. I found her. The woman from 3 years ago. An elderly man walked over from the store entrance. He had been standing there the whole time, watching, listening. Excuse me, the elderly man said. I own this grocery store. I saw everything. The woman looked confused. Sir? The elderly man smiled. I watched you find that wallet. I watched you bring it inside. You could have taken the money. You didn't. He pulled out an envelope. I'm not just a store owner. I run a charity fund. We help people who help others. He handed her the envelope. Inside is $2,000. $800 for your rent. $1,200 for your daughter's medicine and food. The woman gasped. Sir, I can't. You can, he said firmly. And there's more. I need someone honest to manage my charity. Someone with real faith. Would you take the job? It pays $4,000 a month. The man with the wallet hugged her. See? God always provides. You kept your faith. Now God is rewarding you. The woman fell to her knees. Tears streamed down her face. Thank you, God. Thank you. The elderly man helped her stand. Your faith was tested. You passed. Remember, God sees everything. The good, the bad, everything. Drop a heart if you believe God rewards those who keep their faith even when times are hard. A young woman walked into a grocery store with her daughter. They pushed a cart down the aisle. An elderly man stood by the bread shelf. His hands shook as he checked a price tag. He put the bread back with sad eyes. A rude customer bumped him hard. Move, old man. You're blocking the bread. The elderly man stepped aside. Sorry, sir. The rude customer laughed. You can't even afford bread. Go away. The daughter tugged her mom's shirt. Mom, I know that man. The young woman looked closer. Her eyes grew wide. Her heart beat fast. 5 years ago, the young woman sat on a bench. She held her baby. Both looked hungry. Tears ran down her face. The elderly man stopped. Miss, are you okay? My husband left us, she said. I have no money for food. The elderly man smiled. God hasn't forgotten you. He gave her $200. Buy food and diapers. I can't take this, she said. God tells me to help you, he said. Just have faith. He has a plan. Back to today. The woman rushed to the elderly man. Sir, do you remember me? He looked confused. Should I? You gave us money 5 years ago, the daughter said. His eyes grew big. The young mother on the bench? Yes. She hugged him with tears. You saved us. The rude customer rolled his eyes. Stop this drama. Move away. Sir, what happened to you? The woman asked. The elderly man looked down. I got sick. Lost my job. My wife died. I'm alone now. I only have $3 left. Her heart broke. You helped me when I had nothing. Come with me. She filled a cart with food. Bread, milk, eggs, chicken, rice, and more. The rude customer followed them. You're wasting money on this broke old man? He's not broke, she said. He has faith in God. At checkout, the total came to $300. She paid quickly. The store owner walked out. Excuse me, miss. She turned around. Yes? He pointed at the elderly man. Do you know him? He saved my life 5 years ago, she said. The store owner smiled. He worked for me for 20 years. I need him back as my manager. The elderly man gasped. What? But I'm old and sick. You're kind and honest, the owner said. Your salary is $4,000 a month, plus free groceries. The rude customer laughed. This is stupid. The store owner looked at the rude customer. I saw you on the camera. You've been stealing from my store for 3 months. The rude customer's face turned white. What? No, Security! The store owner yelled. Call the police! Guards grabbed the rude customer. Police took him away. The elderly man fell to his knees. He cried with joy. Thank you, God. The daughter smiled. Can he be our grandpa? The elderly man's face lit up. I would love love that. The woman hugged him. God's plan gave us a family. We're not alone anymore. They all cried tears of joy. Drop a heart if you believe God never forgets those who have faith. A young boy sat in the corner of a busy diner with his hands folded and eyes closed. A rich businessman at the next table laughed loudly. "Look at this kid praying for free food," he shouted. Everyone in the diner turned to look. The boy opened his eyes but said nothing. The businessman called the manager over. "This boy is bothering customers with his religious stuff. Make him stop or kick him out." The manager walked over and asked the boy what he was doing. "I'm praying for the people who are hurting, sir," the boy said softly. The businessman rolled his eyes. "See? He's crazy. Get rid of him." But the manager didn't move. Instead, he looked at the businessman. "This boy comes here every week. He prays for our customers who are sick or sad. Last month, he prayed for your business partner when he had surgery." The businessman's face turned red. Other customers began nodding and whispering. The businessman stood up angrily. "I don't need prayers from a poor kid." He threw money on the table and stormed out. The whole diner went silent, and the manager sat down with the boy. "Thank you for your kind heart," he said. "Your meal is free today." The boy smiled. "Can I still pray for that man?" He seemed very unhappy. The manager's eyes filled with tears. He nodded. Sometimes the smallest act of faith shows the biggest heart. Drop a heart if you believe kindness is more powerful than money. The banker slammed the foreclosure notice on the altar. "Father Michael, your church is done. You have 48 hours to vacate." The old priest didn't move. "God will provide," he whispered. The banker laughed. "God? You've been praying for months. Where is he?" A woman rushed in. "Father, the roof is leaking. We need $5,000 to fix it." The banker smirked. "See? This place is falling apart. Just sign the papers." Father Michael closed his eyes. "I won't give up on faith." The banker stood up. "You're delusional. By Friday, this building becomes a parking lot." He stormed out. The woman started crying. "What do we do now?" The priest knelt. "We pray." Friday morning came. The sheriff arrived with eviction papers. "I'm sorry, Father. It's time." Just then, a convoy of black cars pulled up. A woman in a business suit stepped out. "Stop everything," she commanded. The sheriff frowned. "Ma'am, who are you?" She walked straight to Father Michael. "Father, do you remember me? 20 years ago, I was a homeless teen. You gave me shelter when everyone else turned away. You said God had plans for me." The priest's eyes widened. "Sarah? Little Sarah?" She smiled. "I'm CEO now. This church saved my life." She handed him a check. $10 million. "Keep your church. Expand it. Help more people like me." The banker's face went pale. Sarah turned to him. "And you're fired. I just bought your bank." Faith isn't foolish. It's the seed that grows miracles. Drop a heart if you believe. A poorly dressed woman stands in line at a soup kitchen. She waits patiently for her turn to receive food. A volunteer looks at her with disgust and says, "You again? Don't you have anything better to do than take free food every day?" The woman smiles gently. "I'm just grateful for God's provision today." The volunteer rolls her eyes. "God's provision? More like taking advantage of charity. You look young and healthy. Get a job instead of relying on handouts." Another volunteer steps forward and hands the woman a warm meal. "Everyone deserves compassion and food. That's what God teaches us." The first volunteer scoffs. "You're too soft. These people will never change if you keep enabling them." The kind volunteer replies, "Judge not, lest ye be judged. We're all God's children." A well-dressed man enters the soup kitchen. The rude volunteer immediately rushes over. "Sir, welcome. Would you like to make a donation today?" The man looks around and spots the poorly dressed woman. He points at her. "Why is that beggar still here? This place attracts the wrong crowd." The poorly dressed woman says nothing and walks away quietly. The rude volunteer agrees loudly. "Exactly. We should screen people better." The kind volunteer shakes her head. "You're both wrong. God doesn't measure worth by appearance." Suddenly, the soup kitchen director walks in. He heard everything. "Miss Carter, you're fired. We help people here. We don't judge them." The rude volunteer gasps. "But sir, I was just enough. Pack your things and leave." A poorly dressed woman sits on a park bench. She sees a young boy crying nearby. She walks over to him. "Little one, why are you crying?" The boy sobs. "I lost my mom's grocery money. She worked so hard. Now we have no food." The woman takes out her last $20. She gives it to the boy. "God provides for those who trust him. Take this." The boy's eyes light up. "Thank you. A nice lady at the soup kitchen told me to pray when I'm scared. She said God always listens." The woman asks, "What lady?" The volunteer with the kind smile. "She gave me her lunch yesterday when I was hungry." The woman nods slowly. "She sounds very faithful." The fired volunteer suddenly appears. She laughs at the scene. "Look at this. The beggar is giving away money." She continues. "By the way, there's a big charity event tomorrow. The director is choosing a new volunteer coordinator. I'm going to reapply and show them I deserve that position, not some soft-hearted fool." The poorly dressed woman says nothing. She walks away quietly. The next day, the kind volunteer arrives at the charity headquarters. She's nervous about the coordinator interview. The fired volunteer is already there, dressed professionally. The fired volunteer smirks. "You think you can beat me? I have experience. You're too emotional for this job." The kind volunteer prays silently. "Lord, your will be done." The door opens. The poorly dressed woman from yesterday walks out, but now she wears a professional suit. Everyone gasps. The fired volunteer's jaw drops. "Wait, I'm the charity director and founder. I go to the soup kitchen every week to understand the people we serve." She turns to the fired volunteer. "You failed the test. Faith without works is dead. You judge people instead of helping them." She faces the kind volunteer. "You showed Christ's love through action. You gave your lunch to a hungry child. You defended the defenseless. The coordinator position is yours. The kind volunteer tears up. I was just following God's example. The director smiles. Exactly. I was homeless 5 years ago. A stranger's kindness saved my life. She told me God has a plan for you. I never forgot that. Now I pay it forward every single day. She continues. True faith isn't proven in church. It's proven when no one is watching, when you choose kindness over judgment. The fired volunteer leaves in shame. Drop a heart if you believe that true faith is shown through how we treat others.